Hey guys, welcome to our Keynotes. In the previous video, we have seen how to use annotations. If you have not checked it, do please check the video and try the demo program. In this video, I'll talk about Hibernate query language and I'll compare this HQL with SQL. So basically, Hibernate framework has its own query language that is called as Hibernate query language. It is similar to SQL, that is structured query language, but the thing is that we will not use the table name in the queries. Instead, we'll be using the class name. Okay, that is the pojo class name. So basically, this is database independent query language, which supports all the databases. All right. Now, the characteristics are as follows. We know that it is similar to SQL, and the syntax changes are there, so that we will be exploring. And this Hibernate query language is fully object oriented. So we will not use the real names of table and columns. Instead, we map all the columns either in XML file, that means Hibernate mapping file, or else in the Pojo class. Fine. Now, I said the syntax changes will be there. So this actually reduces the size of the queries. So for example, you can see that this is the select query in SQL. If you want to display all the records from the table, and you need to say select star from the table name. But in case of HQL, we have to simply say from, and then this is the class name, Pojo class name you have to provide. Similarly, for displaying a particular record, we will be using SQL in this way. But for HQL, we have to simply say from the class name where ID equal to something. Similarly, you can see that this is the update query. Either you can pass the value directly or you can use placeholders. That we do in SQL and JDBC we did. And here the query slightly changes here. You can see that update, the Pojo class name, set the column name equal to, and we'll be using this colon. So that's the difference. Okay. And then the insert query remains same. Now let me just sum up with this. HQL does not depend upon the table. Instead, we'll be using the class name, right? Pojo class name. So that's the only thing. Means maybe if you rename your table name, then in JDBC, if it is JDBC, we have to change our source code, even the table name everywhere in the queries, right? But in this case, in Hibernate, if even though if you rename the table name, which will be automatically synced, and though we are not going to use the table name in our queries, we'll be using the class name. So nothing will affect our code. Fine. All right. Now let's dive into the demo with the NetBeans. And you can see that this is my project. And let me just open the table first of all. That is employee table I'm going to use. The same table which I'm using, I have used for the previous demo even. So currently I have 6 records. You can see that. Fine. Now after creating the table, the second step is to create the Pojo class. I have 4 columns in the table. So I'm using, you can see that 4 variables. And then these are all getter setter methods. All right. After the Pojo class, you have to create the configuration file. You know how to create this, right? And then you need to create the HBM file, that is Hibernate mapping file. So in this file, we will be mapping the column names of table with the variable names of Pojo class. So in this, you can see that I have mapped the column name ID, which is equal to the variable name ID. And similarly, the rest of the properties got mapped. These are all the column names and these are all the variables. That's it. So after mapping this particular file, let me show you the complete file over here. Okay. Now after mapping, then the last step is to work with the main class. In this, what I'm trying to do is that I'm going to use, I need to display, the objective is to display the records from the table. So in SQL, we'll be writing select star from table name. But now over here, I'm going to use from the pojo class name. This is the pojo class which we have created. All right. Now we need to import the required packages, and within the main method, I'm creating the object for the configuration. Then I'm passing the configuration file into that object, and then starting with session factory, building the session factory, and then opening the session using session object with the help of factory object. And then I'm creating the query. So you can directly enter it over here, or this is just a variable. So I'm passing the variable into the create query method. Then once the query got created, uh, the results will get stored in this. I'm saying that query.list. So the results will get stored in this list data structure. Fine. And now I need to just use this HQL pojo, and then I need to, this is for each loop where I need to iterate basically the results which is stored in this HQL pojo list. And I'm using this get methods, that getter methods we have created in the pojo class. So get id, get first name, get last name, and get salary. So now it is going to print all these four informations for me. So let me run this. So we have only the this part of code here, and finally I'm closing the session and closing the factory also. So that's it with this code. Let me run. And once you run, the moment you run, you can see all the 6 records over here. Fine. So this is a simple example implementing HQL, that is Hibernate Query Language. Hope this is clear for you. Try this demo and let me know if you have got any queries in the comment section. I'm there to help you out. If you like the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Stay tuned. Thank you, and thanks for watching the video.